Hey guys, back again with another exciting video here for the Big Green Egg. And what we're going to do today is a Chicago style deep dish pizza. You normally see the 700-degree flat bread type of pizza done on the Big Green Egg, and so this will be again the deep dish style, something I have not seen a lot of on the Big Green Egg. I adapted this recipe from the 12 tomatoes recipe, and you guys have probably seen them on Facebook and other areas. Very good recipe, very good sauce, very good crust, but again, never done it on the egg, so we'll see how that goes today. Also doing a co-cook with my buddy Joel Peterson over at tastetexty.com. That's TEGGSTY.com. And what Joel specializes in is more the quicker format, the minute to a minute and a half video, to where you can see the beginning to the end in a very quick time frame. But again, I'll be doing the more step-by-step, how do you get from A to B, A to Z type of process. So continue watching here, and again, at the end, go check my buddy Joel out at texty.com, and you can see the quicker minute to a minute and a half format. I'll see you guys at the end. Gonna melt the butter, put in the onion, let that go for about 5 minutes until it's translucent. The onion is translucent. Then we're gonna add the garlic, let that go for another 2 minutes. Then add the tomatoes. And because I'm afraid I'm gonna have too much heat, just kind of prepping myself for too much burn off or too much reduction of the tomatoes, I'm gonna add a little bit more sauce to the crushed tomatoes. And I've already added the sugar in here as well. That's not good. Added the sugar in there as well, so I have everything here ready to go. Here we have our garlic and onions simmering pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and add our crushed tomatoes. And just to play it safe, it's just me. This is not in the original recipe. I'm adding another can of regular tomato sauce. And again, my thought process on that is, the green egg is probably going to get a little hotter than they expected to get in the original recipe with the simmering on the stove. And we're talking about a 400-degree plus place setter here. So they say to simmer for 35 minutes, at least until you get a 2-cup reduction. So I'm going to play it more by sight than I will time, because again, I think this temperature is going to be a little hotter than simmering on the stove. So we're gonna get this up to simmering temperature, the sauce, and then we'll transfer it to the drip pan there. The dough is formed. Guys, got it sitting around 450, 425, same temperature we're going to be baking the pizza. And as you can see here, got the sauce bubbling pretty good. I'll stir that up, and once we're done with that, we'll move on to putting it with the crust here, but I'll let it go for a while. Alright guys, I'm actually running out of daylight, so hopefully you can see this. I've been letting this rest in the pan form for about 25 minutes now. So it's done, it's rising, it's formed to the pan. In the meantime, I've also been still reducing tomato sauce, pizza sauce at this point, and I think that's gotten thick enough. So what I'm going to do now is actually take this off, let it rest while I put this on for 10 minutes just to get it browning a little bit. And once I have this brown for about 10 minutes, I'll add all the toppings and all the deliciousness. But yeah, the sauce is looking good. It's thickened up. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the basil and everything to it now and get ready to form the pizza. Okay, again, I'm running out of sunlight, so I hope this is visible. Basically, we're going to get the sauce ready, so we're going to add the basil and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And we just took this off, so we're just going to use that entire clump of basil. I added more sauce than the recipe called for, so I want to make sure that is good. And it's supposed to be about a teaspoon of olive oil. And I'm just going to mix that in real good. And again, I used a crushed tomato can that had basil in it, but nothing like fresh basil. So I hope I didn't over basil this, but I doubt it. The sauce is always pretty consistently good. And I'm going to let that set here for the next 6 to 8 minutes while the pizza's browning, or the crust is browning, and then we'll build our pizza. Crust has been on for about 10 minutes now, and now is the time we've been waiting for, at least I've been waiting for. It's time to build this pizza. So do your best to take it off without messing something up. As you can see, that's risen quite a bit. And the first step will be the cheese. Did something a little different in that I bought the pearls so that I didn't have to worry about shredding any cheese. As you can see, I'm just breaking it up and it falls into place there. Also gives you a bigger chunk there to melt. So we're going to do a pound of this. Go ahead and break these up. We're going to do our pepperoni, and I bought the big sandwich style pepperoni. Of course, you can use the smaller versions of pepperoni if you'd like. And if you also notice, I have the mozzarella evenly distributed. You want to make sure everybody gets the right amount of cheese. At least I do, because I love cheese. And next we're going to go with some salami. I like the Boar's Head brand. You kind of know what you're going to get. The Boar's Head. And kind of doubled up a little bit there. And of course, this is also a good time to add any other toppings you may want to add to the pizza. I guess we're doing a kind of meat lovers today. And I want to settle that in as much as possible, because the next step is this, what we've been working on for the last hour plus, is this delicious sauce. Take that, spread it around. Now again, this is different than your average pizza in that the sauce is the last thing you put on, but I would say one of the most important. And you know, this recipe calls for a 14-inch pan. This is about a 10-inch cheesecake springform pan. So we're probably not going to use all the sauce. Actually, I know we're not going to use all the sauce. So I hope that oozes down. At least you want to add a little parmesan here. and I'm using Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano. But that gives you a nice little topping here. And once we're done with this, it'll go on for about 30 to 35 minutes. And I have the grill sitting about 425, 450. So that is our finished pie ready to go on. So again, we're going to run this at about 425 for about 30 minutes. The recipe says to keep it on for about 20-25 minutes, and it's been about 20, and as you see, my temperature has gone up a little bit, about 450, so I'm running a little hotter than you want it to. But you see that crust is golden brown. I'm going to run upstairs, grab something to take this off, and let it rest for about 15 minutes. But in my opinion, that's ready to come off. Definitely don't want to overdo my crust. That's a very important part. But looking good, I got to tell you. Alright guys, so here's a report on the pizza. It was great. no crazy report here. You know, we did it all in the egg as much as I could. I chopped all the ingredients and kind of got the ingredients prepared upstairs, but when I got to the egg, that's when I put everything together, as you saw in the video. Nothing I would really change. I did learn about the sauce. You know, once I got the onions and the garlic kind of sizzling, I put the sauce in and I just left it on that upside down drip pan, simply because, you know, you're supposed to, you know, get it to a rolling boil, then back it down to simmer on the stove. No way to really do that on the egg. So I just actually, once I got the onions and everything taken care of, I went ahead and put the actual saucepan in the egg and just let it sit there. I think it was at 425 for about 30 to 45 minutes, and that gave us the reduction that we were looking for. But outside of that, everything went as planned. The crust came out great. The only thing, if you noticed, is I used the wrong springform pan. I make a lot of cheesecakes, so I have about 3 or 4 pans. And someone put, maybe I did, maybe my daughter did, put the wrong bottom in one of the rings. So I was actually cooking the pizza at the maxed out part of the ring. So there was no way for me to pop open the springform pan at the end and show you the crust all the way around. If you noticed that in the video. I was shocked at the very end. But anyway, outside of that, there's only snafu. Again, I let the sauce come to its own temperature at 425 and it reduced just fine. And outside of that, man, everything was good. Next time I may do a little apple wood, a little pecan wood, something to give a little smokier flavor. But the whole thing was to prove that I could do it on the egg, which I did. It came out fine. I even got the term perfect pizza from my 13-year-old daughter, who does not give any compliments, so I'll take that as a win. So remember to go check my buddy out, Joel, over at tegsty.com. That's tegsty.com. This again was our first co-cook, and you can see the quick version as well as a listing of the recipe there. And hope you guys enjoy, man. I can't wait to do the next cook here, and we'll see what the next one brings. Talk to you soon.